Hey, good afternoon, Parkview. It's your pastor. We are long overdue for an update and with some announcements, and also a couple things I need to give you today are going to be and reflect some changes that we need to consider and embrace over our very near future over the next couple of weeks. And so this is an important announcement time for you as a church. So I would encourage you to share it with your family, share it with your friends for the days that are ahead of us between now, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and whatnot. But let me share a couple things just in the way of updates before I get to some schedule alterations with you here for just a moment. This next week, beginning on Monday, November the 16th, we are an Operation Christmas Child drop-off location. And so we're going to be busy this next week. There's going to be a lot of activity. If you've driven by the church by now, as I speak to you this Wednesday afternoon, you may already see the truck that has been dropped off for the collection as it awaits its cargo. And in that cargo, the main thing is not toys, soccer balls, Barbie dolls, or anything like that, but the main thing is that the seed of the gospel will be planted with each and every box. And so our goal is 850 boxes for our own personal church. And of course, we're a drop-off location for this region. I believe that by the time we get to speak on Sunday morning with each other, we're going to see that we're going to have well over 850 boxes. But anyway, look forward to that. This next Tuesday, a couple things for different people to understand as far as meetings are concerned. I think there is a Parkview Christian School school board meeting on Tuesday at 5:30, and then the church council. If you're a part of the church council, if you're a leader of a committee or a team, we would need you here. We'd love to have you here next Tuesday night, the 17th, at 6:30 in the Student Center, in the Youth Center across the parking lot. A lot of good things that we need to be discussing and important things for the days ahead, so look forward to that. The following Tuesday, you need to know this for our Wednesday night prayer meetings. Our corporate prayer time is going to be moved to Tuesday, the 24th. We're just doing this so that we can provide a little bit of space for you as you prepare to do any possible travel and preparation for your Thanksgiving holiday. And so Tuesday, the 24th, will be our prayer meeting together as a church the week of Thanksgiving and not on Wednesday. I want to give you a quick update too on our discipleship groups. I haven't really given you much of a public or corporate update on that. Our numbers are just continued to blow me away. We are seeing on average 83 people every week in discipleship groups in homes across the city, here in our own sanctuary on Sunday night, and also with additional groups that are just out in the community on Thursday nights that are really targeting unchurched people. And so I am thrilled about that. Our leaders are doing a phenomenal job. Lori and I still have not gotten to every single group yet. But what we are seeing and what we are finding is that every single group is having incredible discussion led by great leaders and prayer time that is just really precious to be a part of. And so I just want to say, I am beyond ecstatic at what's happening in our discipleship groups. The reports back of the conversations, more questions generated, all based on the sermons that are being preached on Sunday mornings. Everybody seems to really be loving the fact that we are getting into the Word of God deeper and more based on what we are having on Sunday morning. So just a great quick report on that. 83 people on average, well over 100 people of names that have been listed in these groups, and a wonderful time. Another announcement for you, Savannah Hutto. Those of you who remember Savannah coming and sharing with us the work that she is involved in New York City. Just a quick reminder of something that we're going to do to try to help them out this year. Savannah is Jeannie Fussel's granddaughter, and they are looking for coats, hats, and gloves. Coats, hats, and gloves that they can give away in New York City this coming winter as an opportunity to just spread the gospel, to do good and great deeds, okay, for those who are in need. And Mary Ellen Gatlin and the WMU ladies are going to head this up. They are going to kind of take charge of collecting those from you. I would encourage you to make those new. In other words, buy a new coat, buy a new hat or toboggan or whatever, and gloves to be sent. Because if they are used, they need to be very gently used, okay? They don't need to be old, ratted out, torn, and tattered coats that we're ready to give up to someone just because they're homeless. We really need them to be new, and again, gently used would be acceptable. So look for more to come on that from our WMU ladies and Mary Ellen Gatlin. We will be meeting tonight at 6 o'clock, just in case you see this video between now, which is 3:45, and 6 for a prayer meeting this evening. And again, the week of Thanksgiving, and that is going to be Tuesday the 24th. Here's a couple of things that are coming that are going to change over the next couple of weeks, and it's going to really necessitate me giving you some more updates over these next couple of weeks, and you looking for them so that you will know. The Lord has blessed us here at Parkview this year with all the COVID-19 and coronavirus cases. We've not really ever had any in-house. Well, now we do. We have a couple of cases here in Parkview. And so what we know is that those who need to be quarantining are quarantining. Those who have been around those who have tested positive, they have all been communicated with. All of that's happened to the best of everyone's ability. And so, but it has necessitated now a couple of thoughts on our part so that we can hopefully lead well, lead properly in the culture that we are in. So we're going to alter our schedule a little bit over the next couple of weeks, and we're going to refocus some of our efforts. And here's what I mean by that. Over the next couple of Sundays, we're not going to have any small group meetings, okay? That means Sunday school, and that means our discipleship groups in homes. The reason is those rooms are typically smaller, whether it's in our homes and family rooms and living rooms or Sunday school classes, and more people are put in there, okay? And so for a couple of weeks, we are going to postpone, cancel, or whatever you want to call it, just for a period of time here, discipleship groups and all Sunday school classes, okay? This may not be necessarily a popular decision with you individually, but please, if you want to talk with me about it, I'd love to, because these are decisions that we need to make, but we hate to make, okay? So I'd love to hear any ideas and other options and solutions for us, but we are, in the meantime, going to cut those out. This also means we're going to cut out our child care for our Sunday morning worship services. We're not going to ask children to come back into a closed setting with adult supervision. We have not, at this point, been able to implement certain protocol like schools have done in official capacities, and so there will be no child care for our Sunday morning worship either. I realize that this could impact those of you with children and your ability to come on Sunday morning, for which that hurts my heart if you're not able to come then. I would hope that you would continue to utilize the great technology of YouTube and our live stream capabilities. And so I encourage you to do that for at least these next 2 Sundays until we can see and make sure that we have quarantined properly and stopped as best we can, okay, things from spreading any further. Now, here's what we need to refocus on as far as our efforts on Sunday morning. We as a church have become very lax, okay, in good protocol for what's going on in the COVID-19 era. And look, I understand it. I get it. We like to shake hands. We like to fist bump. We even like to hug. And we just love to congregate and talk and whatnot. And so we're going to have to refocus our efforts. You may remember when we first came back as a church that we put together teams with ushers and whatnot to help facilitate this a little bit better. We really need your help. Stephen Parker and Brad Stevens are going to head up our ushering efforts, which is really going to be the main part of our efforts in our worship time in the sanctuary down below. And here's just what we're going to be asking. We're going to ask you to honor social distancing, okay? You may be okay with me being right there with you and in front of you, hugging you and whatnot. But here's what we don't know. We don't know necessarily what another person might feel. And so we just need to ask you once again to return to being very purposeful and being socially distant. This is important for another reason. We've had several guests come into our church lately. Many families have come, and we don't know how they feel. And we want them to feel comfortable. We want them to feel safe, and we want them to feel welcomed, yes, which is how we normally do it with being very close-knit family and demonstrating love in tangible ways of handshakes and hugs. But we just don't need to do that. We are going to have also set in the sanctuary some reserved signs for certain pews, so that when a visitor comes, when a guest comes, and they usually come late, a guest is not going to come too early, they're going to come last minute, and we're going to reserve a couple of pews for that. We ask you as our church family to leave those vacant if you would. When you see that reserve sign, say to yourself, a guest may be even more important than I am today, because what you potentially could do as a member of our church, someone who is eager to welcome and embrace a new visitor, a newcomer, is you could actually walk across the parking lot to go to our overflow area in the youth center. Okay, you can look at it on the 2 new big screens over there, and that would be a great thing. So socially distant, be looking for some reserve signs and pews that may mean that we need to give up our seat for someone who is new. I would strongly recommend you consider some things like coming in and walking out with a mask on. And again, you say, well, Mike, that's just maybe potentially a little over the top. Well, it's worth it to go over the top. It's worth it now to just say, hey, again, we want to do the best we can to keep things at bay in our church. So would you consider coming in and exiting with a mask on? In fact, if you're one of those who really love to sing loud, I would encourage you to sing with a mask on. Just for the sake of other people, because of the projection and all that comes with that. And even if you're shaking your head right now at me right now, I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to sit down and just have a very open conversation. But this is really the culture in which we live, okay? So we're going to utilize the Student Center as much as possible over there. I realize that even this announcement may keep some of you at home for a couple of additional weeks. We're going to try to keep areas open for visitors. We're going to be very careful in socially distancing ourselves. We're going to have all the sanitizer available that you may feel like you need or want, or you bring your own in that regard. And we're just going to have to cut out our discipleship evenings just for a couple of weeks, okay? And our Sunday school classes, and I will give you updates as needed as much as possible so that we can continue to pray for our church, honor our community, and do the best we can publicly here. And so I do look forward to this being a very short-lived thing. You know, back in March when everything got shut down, they told us if we quarantined then for 14 days, this would be over with. Well, here we are coming into the Thanksgiving holiday. We are coming into the Christmas holidays, and we are still unable to have this thing eradicated in any way. But just be in prayer that the Lord will show us the way out of this, that He will provide all the things we need. And in the meantime, I just want to say to you, thank you for praying for me. Thank you for praying for your church. Thank you for praying for the wisdom that is needed. We may not always get it right, okay? I realize that. It may not happen that way all the time, but the fact that you're praying for our wisdom and our ability to make discerning choices for the sake of everybody's health blesses me. So please keep praying and please keep talking, because I believe that the Lord can speak to me through you at any point in time as the Holy Spirit fills you as well. I love you as a church family. Can't wait to see us all together again soon. And in the meantime, I look forward to praying together with those of you tonight that will be here in the sanctuary. God bless y'all. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.